Hey, good Friday morning, everybody. Day 4, as we consider and look at the life of David. Today, we'll go to day 4, and we're going to talk about how God uses the unlikely. The ones that the world sees as weak, the ones that the world sees as, man, that's a nobody. Man, God will choose that person and use that man or that woman in a mighty way if their heart is constantly pursuing the Lord. I want to take a look at 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 7 as Samuel goes to choose this anointed one. And he's looking at David's brothers who are strong and mighty and they're warriors. And the Lord's saying, not that one, not that one. And Samuel's like, well, who then, Lord? And here's what we see in verse 7. 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said to Samuel, listen, do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. I wrote this down. God chose David despite what his appearance was. Why? Because God saw David's heart, and David was constantly after the Lord. I believe in David's life as he was out there tending and herding the sheep and fighting off lions and fighting off the predators that were trying to kill the sheep. Man, he was in deep conversation with the Lord. And I don't think the Bible really records how deep he was with the Lord. And one day when we get to heaven and we can sit before David, we can go, man, tell me about those times on the field that the Bible doesn't speak about. And he's going to say, I got a lot to say. But that's what David was doing. Despite his appearance, God said, I know his heart. And that is my next king. That is my warrior. And I wrote this, the man and woman that has a willingness to follow God despite what the world says is powerful. Those are the ones that God's going to choose. Those are the ones that God's going to say, that's my warrior right there. That's the one I'm going to have lead the next youth movement. That's the one I'm going to have be the next Billy Graham. That's the one I'm going to have be the next a disciple and one who goes and shares my love to the world. I put this, and hear me as I say this, because someone's listening today that they're like, Chad, I've used to be a drug addict. I used to be an adulterer. I've murdered someone. I don't know. You put it there. That used to be you. But God, regardless of your background, will use you. You got to take a look at all the disciples. Peter, Matthew, Paul, who was a murderer. Yet God used the unlikely. Why? Because they were willing and their hearts were after the Lord. So today, ask yourself as we talk about the life of David, consider how God uses the unlikely. The ones the world calls weak, God uses those. Let God use you today. If you think you're beyond reach, that's a lie from the enemy. Continue to seek after the Lord, continue to pursue him, and in due time, God's going to show you some things. Doors are going to open, and he's going to allow you to just walk through those doors, and you're going to go, this is what this life's about. Have a blessed day, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 5.